Hello boys, my name is Yoshi and welcome back to my 100% blind playthrough of Pokemon Legends Z-A for Nintendo Switch 2, where I'm kind of starting to visit and do other stuff because of all the constant repetitiveness. There's been side mission grinding, several mission grinding, and just, I don't know what to do anymore. We've pretty much done everything else in the game anyway. Most of what I've been doing now has just been grinding different Pokemon and whatnot. I'm only saying it that way because it's so weird and just feels kind of awkward at the same time. But anyways, in the last video, we did, as you might have guessed, more side missions, but also off camera, I started creating a poison type in Crobat, and I finally also got my first legendary Zygarde up a little bit. We're training both of them right now, trying to get EVs on all of them to max them out as best as we can. His attack is currently maxed right now. His speed is very close to maxed. I think the others are done too. I just need to make sure they're trained fully, and we should be fine. How did special attack go up high, by the way? I didn't even want to train that. Maybe you just get that whenever you do something else. Anyways, I might have to use berries on them at some point before I do the side setup. But that's not what we're here for. I'll let this cutscene speak for itself. We've been busy doing reward batches, and I didn't notice, but there's yet another hidden effect, hidden main quest that only appears once you've done 15 of these. I knew something was the case, but I didn't notice, but I actually kind of forgot to show this, but you guys are probably going to be angry at me for not showing this, but honestly, it's just a darn quest. You really missed much, but basically, for the 15th battle, you automatically fight your rival, and guess what? She uses your eternal flower Floette. The one that we saw from all the storyline, yeah, she makes her appearance again. And by doing this, we can then come to Quartz Carl to trigger this hidden cutscene, and we're about to get something very special as a result. Anyways, thanks for coming, both of you. Just triple checking. Tawny, your jacket was a keepsake from your mom, right? Yeah, it was. I'm the person who gave it to your mom in the first place. That jacket was a gift from me. Huh? What is this? Excuse me. We all seem quite shocked at the disbelief here. I'm sorry. Quite sure that your mother was my daughter. Your mother worked hard to develop hologram technology, did she not? That's right. Your mother and we disagreed over the direction in which the company was moving. She kept saying that she had her own research she wished to pursue. She worked hard at that research, all while caring for me when I was just a little kid. It was a lot for her to handle on her own. I think she ended up doing work for Team Affair or maybe getting support from Sandre. True that your mother's research contributed to the invention of Team Affair's hologram devices, the very same research that enabled us to develop our own holotech here at Quartz Inc. She chose to walk a separate path. We still find these points of intersection. Life is truly curious at times. Sabah worked fairly hard to make the wild sounds, everything possible, but she also burned herself out doing all that. In the end, she had to go to some faraway region to try and rest. I see, and suppose where is she? Yeah. I knew my mom had tied to live with us, so I figured I'd find you or someone who knew her here, but of course our family was not originally from Luminose City. That's why it was a struggle to find any leads. Until I noticed that jacket. I could be sure at first. It certainly seemed some hard days since I last seen it. Of course you had some fare of your own. That's why I prompted President Jet to enlist me to do some superfire too. At that moment it struck me. What if President Jet and Tawny are related to and searching for one another? Dara, your mother, did she ever speak about me? She regretted never talking to you again after she left. Said if I ever met you, I should tell you something. Even though you and she walked different paths, there was so much you had in common. And by the way, this is a main quest, just so you know. This is available. You don't need to do the DLC to see this. You just get this automatically upon getting 15. Yet another landmark of reaching rank 20. But this also, I believe, opens a different side mission up too. Noticing what you shared made her life feel fuller, even after she left. Maybe especially after. If only I'd be a little less stubborn. If only I tried to reach back across that divide sooner. It's alright. She'd be glad to know her message reached you at least. Must ask one thing of you, Tawny. I bear a responsibility for Quetzalcoatl choosing to conceal the truth about the tower's threat from the public for so long. And so I plan to step down as president, but the urban redevelopment plan must continue. We must make Luminose City into a place that truly belongs to both people and Pokemon. Having some continuity in the project's leadership. Excuse me. Having some continuity in the product's leadership can help the transition go a little smoother. Jeez, my apologies for that. Perhaps if someone who had been helping already were to step in my shoes, someone who's already a leader in their own right. You're not saying what... Oh! Jeez, stop coughing, Tim. Jeez. Well, you're not saying what I think you're saying, are you? You want me to take a seat over as CEO of Quetzalcoatl? Leading the whole company? I mean, I guess it makes some sense to keep in the family, but... You know what? Alright, I doubt Mom would have wanted me to refuse. You understand why I have to do this, right? But what about Team MZ? I thank you. I'll happy to know that you'll miss having me around, and just so you know, I won't to leave unless it was really that important. Hey, Floette? You're listening, right? I'm gonna be really busy for a while. I probably won't have a good time to be a good Pokemon trainer. So you should do what AZ would have wanted. Help Cool Yoshi keep Luminose safe. Thanks, Floette. Here, use this well, Yoshi. We get her Mega Stone, and now... I'm sorry to break up your team this way. It's alright. Even if we're apart for a little while, we'll always be Team MZ. I'll come give the whole story later, but can you break the news to Leader and Naveen? I'll whip up an extra special Coruscant curry to make to all of you, I promise. It's all keep doing what we can to make Luminose the best place it could be. Alright. That's what completes the Infinite Z-A Royale, huh? So it actually completes the main mission at 15. So there is an end to it. It's just annoying, but you could still keep doing reward matches after that. So that's what triggers the end of that main quest. Yeah, so now that main quest is completely done, technically. So we've done all the main quest. If you're wondering, no, I wasn't being dumb by skipping the setup. In fact, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't want to see like 50 bazillion reward matches. All you really missed was we fussed our rival automatically on the 15th one. She uses internal flower Floette. Defeat her in battle and you get an extra Pokemon. Internal flower Floette, which is permanently added to the Pokedex. It's not a part of this, though. It's part of the Mega Pokedex. And I guess technically it could be called a Hyperspace Pokedex, but I guess technically it's just a normal Pokemon again. Just looks different. Because it's, like, different. Forgive me, I can't say things correctly because I'm still kind of confused what happened. Honestly, though, that part shocked me. I knew there was a 20th battle. I knew you could still take part in reward matches. I just didn't know the main quest. I thought the main quest version of it kept going for longer. It's my own fault for not knowing about it. If you're wondering, yes, this game has autosave, so I can't go back and redo that just to show you, but check a bunch of guides, there will probably be a video of that, but not like it matters. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a harder version of that battle anyway. It's just basically just gonna be exactly the same thing. That just happened to be a prequel to doing one of the side quests, side missions. So now we have to do that. Oh, that's probably Cophagrigus, I imagine. That's what I'm assuming that is. We're actually kind of running out of things to collect. We kind of want weaker Pokemon more often than not. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to show that I've been training up Crobat and some other characters, and I think to make this van less boring, we are actually going to still go back and do the grind, but instead of doing the grind the way we did normally, we're going to train up our 2 Pokemon up there, but at the same time, also train up the other Pokemon. But of course, just like normal, we are still going to do a different focus loop. Anyways, when I said the game was getting tedious, though, I did kind of mean it. The game has gotten to a point where now it's literally just the same nonsense over and over again. You do side missions in between the side setups, but then for actually grinding out the collectibles and whatnot, you have to go over to this area and defeat these random Pokemon. Honestly, I think the main game of this game is way better compared to the DLC. Just simplest way of putting it, the DLC is way too repetitive and eventually has you doing the same loop over and over again. Lots of game setups fall under a big loop. The biggest benefit of the DLC, honestly, is it adds a lot more side content to do, so you won't really run out of things to do, but at the same time, it'll also be annoying to do those things because of how much random stuff you have to do. And I haven't even mentioned yet, but I still have to trade that Porygon over. I should probably just do that next after we're doing this. But yes, our main goal still has remained about the same. Complete the Pokédex and complete all side missions as well as all hyperspace missions is what we're trying to accomplish. I'm only talking about that now because we're close to actually completing the entire hyperspace thing itself. But I mean the main storyline of that. I just realized, you know, I am tired of just checking whether or not this Pokemon trick happens. Since I can kind of gauge what the silhouette of the Pokemon is, I decided instead of doing that normal quest the way I want it to be, I am not going to do that at all. In fact, I'm going to ignore that part entirely. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just gonna very quickly speed train this Yamask with our EXP items. We've been saving all these just so we can quick train our Pokemon to level 100 and then save the rest for like an emergency when we need to like Pokemon to level 100 because it's needed for a side mission or something like that. Okay, I think we also need to maybe give it some moves. So we'll change its moves around, except it already has a good amount of moves. What would we get for it? Maybe that? Okay, well that didn't give us anything, and it already knows Will-O-Wisp, so that can't be the move it means. Okay, maybe this will be better. Some Pokemon are different. You need to learn certain moves to make them level up. Others, in different games, you may even have to evolve using stones, but there's no way of knowing that. Alright. I'll just use one. Okay, that was more than enough to get him up. It looks like it was just a normal evolution, which is good. Alright, let's do his evolution now. This trick I mentioned that I wanted to do was, I've gotten so many already, I'm just gonna use this now. get a Coferitas right now? And see if that removes the shadow properly. And if it does, then yeah, okay, that means it turns out we actually don't have any new Pokemon to go for at all. Though sometimes the shadow will only show like 2 or 3, there could be more. I guess you could always hunt them based off of their specific type, but yeah, we're starting to run out of Pokemon in even the hyperspace zones. So yeah, even here the game is getting tedious. So as I was saying, I wanted to do something different, but that different thing was actually going around and evolving different Pokemon, and I would probably also go and do the trade evolutions whenever they appear, but to save time, I might do them all at once. And just like before, I'll do that off camera because it's easier to do it that way. Anyways, as you might have noticed, we've gotten so many different Pokemon and we've run into one big problem. We've gotten to the point where basically the only way to progress our hunters is to do side missions, but to get some of those setups unlocked, we still need to do the hyperspace zones. You might have recognized me say this before, but yeah, we also have to go for and get every single Pokemon. Unfortunately, only a certain amount of wild zones appear each day, and if you don't get what you need, they'll get to the point where you'll have to pretty much just reload the entire area multiple times and other setups. That's why, although we are going to be going back into battle zones, I want to change the way I do these. Instead of training them the usual way, we're going to train many different Pokemon at once. We've already gotten multiple of you. We can actually just start releasing some of these other Pokemon anyways. We're probably getting to a point where we need to release some of them anyway. My idea is replace at least 3 of these Pokemon with ones I actually want to use, and just similar to the other part, I want to get all the starters again as well. And yeah, beyond that, the idea is we're going to be training up a miscellaneous setup of our Pokemon that we had before. And by that, as you might have guessed, we still have to evolve quite a bit of Pokemon, so we're going to do that, but also train up Zygarde and Crobat at the exact same time. So we're going to do that, but the main thing we're going to do, at least for this next couple of videos, is just going to be training our Pokemon. And occasionally doing the hyperspace sounds when we need to, but so far we haven't really gotten any luck, so yeah, I kind of joked around, because it turns out we have to do lots more like this. Oh, I just realized something. I have to actually get the Pokemon in my inventory that I need. A good way to check is to also check for certain specific types. If you already have those, then you're probably not going to get any of the other ones. The first ones I want to do for sure, though, are the Marshtomp, as well as every other starter we've already picked up to this point. That's the idea, is to get those out of the way first. So now we need Torchic, I believe. Or we could go for its evolved for Blaziken. But yeah, during one of those starter setups, we also happened to get pretty much all of the starters for the most part. Okay, wait, we don't even have Combuskin, actually, unless, Alright, we should probably check the Pokedex for the other 3. I know for sure Marshtomp was one of the ones he had to get. Oh, we never even got a Torchic. Oh, geez, we're really far behind, actually. And we've not gotten Motom either. There's quite a few we've missed, actually. Meowth we can actually get up, though, for an Energiman. For Annihilate, we have to also do something very weird, and you're gonna see me do this interesting thing for a while. Actually, I actually put a specific Pokemon here for a minute, and I almost forgot to tell you that I've been busy. When I said busy, I meant busy as in I've been doing some crazy evolutions, and off camera, I found out that you need to use this guy's Rage Fish move like 20 times or something. It's ridiculous. If you do that, then Primeape will evolve into Annihilate, and we'll get Annihilate's hidden evolution. It basically turns into a ghost type by doing that, which is quite interesting. I did not know about this evolution until I started playing this game, so that is a really cool fighting type we could maybe potentially use at some point. Beyond that, I've been just kind of focusing on different Pokemon as we go along. Okay, I really need to just make a mental note of what I need. Meowth, I want to do, and then I did Gogen though. I don't need that. Already did Pungin. There's a second Crofagriga's evolution, I believe, over here, but I don't need ever stuff. Evar is completely different. Arcanine needs a second evolution, but we need the trade item for that. Gulpin is the only other one I could see being interesting. And then beyond that, we're just waiting for level ups to happen so we can start doing evolution forms. So many of these Pokemon we haven't even seen yet anyway, so it's like extra off to find them. Alright, Meow first. We might actually not need to do as much though. To be fair, we're still kind of missing quite a few. So most of the actual grind will be trying to first find them. And get lucky enough to actually find them in the zones, and then you need to actually grind them out afterwards. Like, we got a Meowth here, but this is just one. There's still more to get after that. Alright, then I almost forgot. Spike we already got up. You can tell I'm being a little silly here by forgetting all this stuff. Ribby, I haven't played this game in a while. How would I know what all the evolutions are by heart? Gulpin, that's the one we're looking for. Jeez, okay. I was wondering why I was being silly. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go, that's a little bit faster. We'll put you in the party now. Okay. Honestly, I don't really care about the trainer fiends right now, so I'm just gonna do the alt strategy. The alt strategy is basically a simpler way of saying I'm just not gonna even do the cards anymore and just focus on defeat as many trainers as you can. This is the best way to get money, obviously. And I'll keep going for a bit until all of them can evolve. I don't just want one evolving, I want multiple of them evolving at once. Okay, well that actually is kind of tempting. Tempting enough that I want to switch out. Actually, I could just make this easier since I have this. I could just evolve Meowth now and switch him out for next Pokemon. And also, getting this version up is actually different, because it turns into Berserker instead, which is a wholly different Pokemon. So you need at least 2 different kinds of Meowth to get all the different Pokemon. But It's hard to figure out where all of them are since it's random what even appears in those wild zones, man. Anyways, after that, I'm probably gonna do the side missions we've already done before. Anyway, beyond that, we're gonna probably do a little bit of this for now. So, yeah, most of the interesting part that happened in this video was just the fact that I had to do other stuff. But we have to use just Psychic, too. That means we may have to even use this if it's, like, weaker against the Pokemon. But it's what we have to do. It's what we have to do, we'll do it. Yet another reason why having level 100 Pokemon is so important. You can get these objectives completed way more consistently and faster. Oh man, we got 2 really rare ones in quick succession. That almost never happens. Oh, can't even knock him out. Of course, now we get into the annoying part of, since we have to use Psychic moves, every time we see a Dark-type user, we really cannot do anything. We have to just use something else instead. Beyond that, it should be simple to do. I'm gonna try and probably balance out both of those to be as close to being done as possible. I went so fast I completely forgot that I also have to use Psychic too. Whoops, let's keep doing that a bit. We're gonna get that probably to 1 each before doing that all at once, but let's not be super greedy here. We do need to be quick about how we do this. We'll start with Psychic moves, essentially. I guess we could also use Marshop to do this moves. Wow. How'd we just barely not get caught? We nearly up like several times. Okay. Simple enough. I want to get both of them out, honestly. Whoa. Jeez, he moved over there all of a sudden. Okay, I'm ready for the trick this time. Except he's still using dark types again. To make up for this, we should have a water type too as well to get move points for that as well. Okay, I think I've actually already done enough to where I don't need to train them up any further. Honestly, the fact you could evolve so many Pokemon so quickly means that for a 100% run of this game, it's honestly not that bad. Like, if you're just going for the normal Pokedex, you could probably do this part in about a few minutes. Considering how fast this game's experience curve is for leveling up, even without XP up, you can do it really well if you're fast enough. Alright, now I'll just use the EXP items, and I don't want to waste too much. I already have so much SBLs, so I'm going to save some of my mediums instead and just use one of those to get Marshtomp up completely. And also, something I forgot to do entirely is I need to make this I need to some of them eat stuff that lose stuff for their special attack stat. I don't know why, but they need to. Okay. So, yes, this is important because using that means that they can now get more stat buffs in those stats than they could before. Alright, anyways, let's evolve Marshtomp next. And now we'll have to go for a few more weaker Pokemon at some point. It seems like we're so close, and in reality we're so far away now. Now we have so many different we can get, it's really hard to find them all. Alright. Or as the game probably should prefer, catch them all. Gotta catch them all afterwards, right? That's the kind of thing we're trying to deal with here. See what I'm trying to say now? Alright, now we have Gyarados. We can use him to do some of his now. Oh, what the heck? I did that in a weird way. I might have to just get side by this guy or not. I guess we can just... That's a self. Don't actually use the effect there. Please do not be dart type. Thank goodness. Alright. Not trying to be weird. It's just I kind of want to just do one of these missions first before doing the next. Just so we don't have to worry about it. In the reward battles, it won't really matter much anyway, though. Okay, so I need a few more wins. Though we could just skip one of the loops and go straight to the next one. Okay, we need... If we just take out this character's both of their Pokemon right away, then we can just skip the rest. Psychic Fire, I believe, is what this one is. Even if it resists... Oh, wait. Hang on. It's not one I thought it was. You need to actually defeat the Pokemon, not fail to defeat it. Oh my goodness. Or could you please not move there? Bot in this game for trying to decide moves is sometimes really terrible. I wish they could fix it to where they never do that. I get you're trying to go far away, Gardevoir, but you don't have to keep running into the wall for no reason. Alright, let's focus on the one that's most effective, which is this. And also, we don't really care if we have to take a hit. Just want to get as much battles as we can, and something I also keep forgetting to do is you can just move over to where you want to battle next. That can be helpful, actually. This will probably go a bit faster since it's just land hits with the Pokemon, not KO them. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to show at least one of these because I wanted to show you just how chaotic and also how repetitive these repeated battles really do get. It really does feel like we're just doing the same battles over and over again. And I had to do some of these anyways, because I still have to spend money on the $1 million coffee, and I think I'm going to do that by the end of this video, or on the end of the next one. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't care about who I fight anymore. Even if they are a Legend type user, we can at least get an insta hit on their first Pokemon anyway. By the way, you can just wait for your move to come back up. If you're just going for fast uses of the move, I'd probably suggest just using quick moves like Aqua Jet and other stuff. That's probably the fast way to land hits. For knockout ones, you can just save time by using decently powerful moves. Anyways, we got our reward tickets. So we no longer have any main reward batches to come for, but we still need to go for these anyways, because they're still the one we get for winning 20 reward matches. That's actually what I'm going to try and work towards, and apparently that also is required for a different secret match anyway. Now it's Ivor. Okay. I guess just because I can be cool, we're gonna do 2 reward matches and one to make up for us not doing a lot of them. It's not I don't like showing all of them, it's more like they get pretty tedious after just doing the same people for a while, man. Not to mention, they're technically weaker than most of the other Pokemon we face. And this is all real. Like, they straight up... Once you have the trained Pokemon, these battles are much more simpler. They can only go up to level 70-ish. Whereas these battles go up way higher. Whoa. I think we straight up flinched. Yeah, she really couldn't do anything because she was flinched. A little annoying. Beyond that, Gardevoir will be more than enough. Let's just go ahead and Mega Evolve her. I wish I could use Mega Evolution more, but fun fact! It's slower in a speedrun to use Mega Evolution. Because it takes this extra 5 seconds each time, and even though you might get a fast version sometimes, that's only half of the time, though I will say it's much more useful in this game since obviously you can go through Protect and things like that. You can't go through Protect if you use the other move. That makes it extra tricky. Okay, now we need to wait for his Mega Evolution. No matter what you do though, you'll have to wait for the opponent's Mega Evolutions in these anyway. So, if they have a Mega Evolution, they'll typically use it. There is a faster one that appears, but only in the battle zones itself. Again, flinch. So Iron End just keeps making me flinch, which is kind of annoying, but we got him done. Alright. Perfect. Ivar's out of there, and we get another 16 reward matches. These can start giving us really rare items, too. For the base, the end game, if we are lucky enough to get done. I'm gonna go year next. Alright, so if I did the trick correctly, I should be able to just KO one Pokemon with our Gardevoir, and then we could just immediately go to the next one. By switching over to our water type and just focusing on hits again. We'll just go ahead and wait. And by the way, that's just showcasing that, yeah, you don't have to always play the game the normal way. If you wait on enough, you can dodge almost any attack. The main ones you can't dodge are the moves like Extreme Speed, which was just used there, as well as a few others. Alright, now we're just gonna focus on doing this water type one until it's completely gone. No reason not to do it. He doesn't know, but that light screen doesn't work against my Gyarados, because we're using just physical moves. It's kind of weird. Our rock other type is effective against most of his Pokemon, but his type B is also effective at stars because we also have flying as well, which is a little hard to get used to at first. Is it filled? Nope. Oh, perfect. This one will go really well with what I'm already getting. I don't see any reason to skip this. They're trying to do as many reward matches as we can, so even if we go a little bit over the amount, I don't think it really matters. I like how they seem to be trying to help us out, though, by making the cards that are normally rare to get a little bit more common. And we got some pretty good ones, too. The ones that say Super Effect is kind of RNG, because you have to rely on getting the right luck to not only find Pokemon that can be affected by those moves, but you need to find ones that you can hit their weakness with. Else there's simply no way it'll work. Beyond that, yep, it's the same old story. We're still doing these battle zones because we need 20 battles. Don't ask me which crazy developer decided that 20 battles be required. The team was already insane about 20. Battle Zone wins or multiple wins to get 20 reward matches for one gym just seems like a lot when after like 5 or 10 they kind of start becoming useless, because at this point we've already done most of everything that we've already used. I actually don't want to use a Mega Pokemon, believe it or not, because if I use one then I won't be able to save its points for the next time after we do the extra battle first. So that's something we need to do as well. I have Venusaur in my party as well. I'm going to switch to him immediately after I take out the next Pokemon, so I can use him a bit. Okay, we're only going a little bit over, honestly, which is not too bad, honestly. Honestly, things considered. Okay, looks like that's already done. Alright, I'm gonna get this done first, and then I'll start the next battle. I'll start the next video with a reward battle. Jeez, I don't even know where that came from. Oh, good thing I sipped you. You're a type user. So, of course, you're gonna immediately cut you off. Watch, he's gonna one-hit it. Oh, never mind. Never mind again. We somehow took 4 times effective moves and survived. Gyarados, you are an absolute beast upon words, man. If he was lower level, he would have died immediately by getting caught there, and we would have had to revive him, which wasted even more time. But nope. You did it, and we got another Challenger's ticket. Guess the only thing I need to do now is quickly heal up. Anyways, I'm glad to see that that main quest actually does have a completion criteria, and it does give you a pretty cool legendary / mythical for doing it. It's actually just another Floette, but it's cool that you get to actually use Mega Floette in battle. I've been wanting to use that for a while anyways. Okay, so I guess we could call this video attaining Mega Floette, or I guess we should just call her actual name, Internal Floette. Yeah. This video will be called Attaining Internal Flower Floette. That's what I'm going to call it. Beyond that, I'm going to save the game and call it quits, and I think after the next video, beyond the last Battle Zone stuff, I will not be doing any more reward matches after that. I'm really only doing these for later's sake, so after I've done most of the side missions, I think I'm just going to focus on extra stuff, and before I finish the game mode off, I'm gonna just try and do all the rest of the main storyline. Because once I do Hyperspace Luminose, it's gonna lock even more stuff, and I think we'll be able to get pretty much every Pokemon out there. And 5-star ones will lock too. Yeah, we still haven't even found 5-star Hyperspace zones yet, but now we can start doing those. Anyways, I'm going to save my progress and call it quits. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until then, comment, rate, subscribe, and leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, and until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.